Hi, it's Mike DelSignore, Massachusetts OUI lawyer. I've been doing OUI defense for 20 years. Happy to say I love my job, love helping people with these kind of cases. I always have cases at different points. Today I spoke to some people, the case is just beginning for them. They're asking me very common questions that I get all the time. Some people in the middle of the case, we're doing motions. We're getting sort of into the meat of the case. We're actually having the officer testify. Some people are at the end for trial. So it's a process. I'll explain it to you, and generally, I'll give you a really good layout of how things will go. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I appear in courts throughout Massachusetts, go to Brockton, Wareham, Barnstable, Falmouth, you name it, Westboro, Dedham, Stoughton, Attleboro, Rentham. All these courts I'm very well known in, Concord District Court as well. So I can help you understand the layout of each court. In OUIs, the elements are the same, the law's the same, but each court, there can be some small nuances between how they handle the case. So your court case will start with the arraignment, the pretrial. You'll get a copy of the report. Then we'll kind of go over generally how it looks. Then we'll wait and then get video evidence. And during that time while we're waiting, if you took a breath test and failed, we can get your license back. If you refused, you're going to have to go without your license for 6 months. The refusal appeal, that won't get your license back. So if the case is pending, we can't get your license back. If you want to resolve it, there is a way to get you back on the road. But if the case is pending, you won't be able to drive for that period of time. One of the things I do in my approach, my philosophy in handling OUI cases, I litigate motions. I fight your legal rights. So I'll file motions to suppress, exclude the breath test. I'll have other motions on different legal aspects of an OUI case that may help your case, may get it dismissed, may get evidence excluded. And even if those things don't happen, it generally will learn something about the case. You'll see how the officer is going to testify. It'll help you make a decision whether you want a trial. It'll help us sort of assess and size up the Commonwealth's case. And the final stage of the trial is obviously the day where everything happens. In my business, this is a result-oriented business. You want a not guilty verdict. So that's the day that the case will be decided. Judge, jury will decide whether the government's proved the case beyond a reasonable doubt. I'll cross-examine the officers. I'll show everything you did right that's inconsistent with impairment, try to minimize any bad driving, and I'll use all my experience, my skills. I've gone to a lot of seminars, trainings on doing trials, because I know that's really the heart of the job. I love doing trials, cross-examining officers, making closing arguments, because that's the day where I can put this behind you. So while it's nerve-wracking for somebody to be at a trial, it's exciting because it has to happen. It's the only way that you'll get through this case. It's the only way that this will be history for you, where you'll be able to move on, is if you go forward with trial and hopefully get that not guilty verdict that you want so you can move on with your life. Now, I'll help you through the process every step of the way. If there's a guilty verdict, I'll help you get your license back. We'll help you do everything I can to get back on the road and get your life in order. First offense OUI, generally there's not a penalty if you go to trial and lose. Those are cases definitely worth trying. Second offense, generally speaking, jail can be avoided on those cases. I always recommend to my clients doing some kind of alcohol treatment. These cases, they're about the court case, but if something happened in your life, you got arrested, it's really more about that. If there's a problem that you've been going through, get help. Try to figure out a way to use this to improve your life. The court will definitely appreciate it. They never assume anyone's guilty if they do any kind of treatment. Don't make that assumption. A lot of people think if you do alcohol treatment, they're going to think you're guilty. No, they'll respect the fact that you were proactive, that you held yourself to a high standard and tried to do things before you were ordered to do so. As a Massachusetts OUI lawyer, I help good people in difficult situations. My clients have been doctors, lawyers, nurses, construction workers, technology technicians, any type of employment that you can think of, I've helped that person, IT, teachers, and I understand the ins and outs, how this charge would affect your family, your work, and I'm going to do everything I can to put this behind you and help you get back to your life. So reach out if you have any questions. I'll talk to you, go over your report, get your assessment of what you think are the big issues with the case. I'll share my thoughts, how I think the case can be defended and what you should do. Call me, text me anytime. My name is Mike DelSignore, 781-686-5924.